Welcome to the deal reveal. And tonight, for the very, very first time, it is not only the deal reveal, but it is the first edition of the deal zone. And so we are so excited to show you for the very first time a 24/7 platform to buy off-market properties with just a few clicks. Let's begin.
Don't wait for tomorrow. Live for today. Keep chasing the sunshine and go out and play.
Welcome everyone to another Thursday night. You are here, and I'm so excited that you chose tonight to join into the deal reveal because this is gonna be a big one. And by the way, moving forward, every single deal reveal will feature a deal on the JK Deal Zone. So this is another perk to our sellers, to our wholesalers, to our co-wholesalers who are bringing their off-market properties to the Deal Zone. Well, I'm going to take some time every Thursday to reveal or feature one of the properties on the Deal Zone. And today, even though we technically just launched on Friday last week, on July 4th, on Independence Day, Financial Independence Day, well, we have already had over a handful of off-market properties loaded up to the platform. And so not only did we make sure we had nearly 10 for you before the launch, so we started with a bang for you, just organically, we have another nearly half dozen for you since then. And so you're going to see, I'm going to give you some, I'm going to share my screen. We're going to go through the deal zone. We're going to look at a bunch of properties, and you're going to see that this site has already seen activity, has already closed properties, is already bringing in new inventory for you, and this is going to be the place that we are going to continuously feed, and that you can go in anytime, day or night, 24/7. It can be midnight. You can go on the Deal Zone, see what properties are there, place offers, and basically start doing your due diligence and get some investment properties. How awesome is that, ladies and gentlemen? Do we like that? This is huge, 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 huge. We've been working on this for basically 6 months now. I've been thinking about this for basically over 5 years. Finally, we we had enough time and I guess resources to make it happen, and here it is. It's been a long time coming. We're really, really excited for you and for our sellers, of course. And so I see a bunch of people still trickling in here, but I'd like to shout out to the people who are here. Who do I have? Varun, nice. You're here on a regular. I love it. Tyler and Steve. All the Steves, actually. Stan, Minik, Rob and Rich, Paulo, Paul, Nancy, Emmanuel, Martin, Lori, John, Joe. Hey, Joe. Joe, I have to say here, Joe, who's on the call, is one of our service providers for the Deal Zone. So there's a select few core members here in Cleveland that we trust with our eyes closed, and Joe is one of those members who's already part of the system, already ready to inspect your properties. So you get your property, you get an agreement on sale price. The Deal Zone is going to automate all the contracts, all that fun stuff, and then you can just click assign inspector. I want Joe to go see that property, and you'll immediately get contacted with Joe so that you can get your property inspections done. How awesome is that? The same thing for insurance brokers, same thing for property management, same thing for contractor. You just go, the Deal Zone is there for you. Also, hi there to GF, to Imran. Imran, I'm sorry if I mispronounced. We're going to have to meet one day, and you're going to have to tell me how we say your name. Guylaine, nice to see you. Francois, Samira, Eric, Enrique, Charles, Saprika, Bobby, Annie, and then, of course, a bunch of people logged in since the beginning and on our extended Facebook family. So welcome. Let's get into the nitty-gritty. A few announcements. We have some upcoming events. Last week, I told you that the Millionaire's Row Mansion, our 19-unit downtown Cleveland project, lost an investor because it was taking a bit too long, and that's fine. It's a little unfortunate. But I did a call to action, and I said if anybody's interested in being a part of this project with us, just send us an email. Not 10 minutes after the deal reveal, an email popped up. The place has been filled, but you never know what can happen. If you're interested to be part of this project or maybe a future project, just send us an email. We can start having those conversations, put you on the backup list, or see if there's another project that suits everyone. So I just want to let you know that's one thing. And this property will be featured. It's scheduled to be featured, if everything goes according to plan, on our upcoming Epic bus tour in Cleveland in the beginning of August. So you will actually get inside this building to go check it out during the tour. So that's our Epic bus tour coming up. Sometimes we have smaller groups, but for the next one, we're expecting to be about 25 to 30, and seats have already started selling out. So if you haven't already and you want to be there, this would be the time. JK team, if you can just drop that link, if people are interested, they can read up on the details, on the dates and everything. But it's August 9th and 10th that weekend. This is a big announcement here that I want you. There's a ton of things happening right now, and you're just getting the brunt of it. I'm glad you decided to join this particular deal reveal. So, would you like a chance to get your Epic bus tour ticket for free? Not only that, we are also giving away thousands of dollars in either real dollars, in either closing credits, in JK credits, a bus tour ticket, blueprint trainings, or we're giving a ton away. And basically, because there's so much going on in JK right now and in US real estate in our community, we want the word to spread. It's a very exciting time to be part of US real estate and being part of our community. And so what we've done is we've built a way for you to have a chance to win your upcoming Epic bus tour ticket in August. All right. And not a chance, but a predictable path to getting the following giveaways. One, a couple weeks back, it might have been a month now, I did a special training that I hadn't done in years called the Mathematics of US Real Estate. If you missed it, this is an opportunity for you to go get it. All you have to do is go to jkrealestatepartners.com/rewards. And what that's gonna do, it's gonna create a unique link for you to share what JK is doing right now. It's gonna ask you to share this link with your friends, with your connections, with your people. And the more you share, the more points you get, and the more bonuses, rewards, and giveaway and money you get. Simple as that. All right. So you share with just one person. They don't even need to sign up or anything. You just share with one person, and you get your Mathematics of Real Estate training. You share it with just a few more, right? You are going to get a $1,000 closing cost credit for any property you buy on the deal zone. All right. So that's a very small ask for a very big reward. We are going to credit $1,000 to your closing costs on the deal zone, just like that. All right. A few clicks, you make $1,000. I bet you don't do that at your day job too often. Next, you share with a few more people, you get an Epic blueprint training. If you haven't already attended, that's one thing. Or if you already attended, you can gift that ticket to somebody else, okay? Multiple hundreds of dollars of value right there. Share with a few more people, you get a $500 JK credit on anything, on the All You Can Learn, on the Fast, on the bus tour, on the anything you want. $500 JK credit to anything in the JK universe. Pretty cool? And the more you share, the more chances you get to win the draw that's going to happen on July 31st for the actual Epic bus tour ticket in August, coming up in just about 1 month. The more you share, the more chances you get to win. How cool is that? Do we like this? Do we like this? We've never done something like this at JK, and here we've been working on this for a couple of weeks, and we like it. We like how it sounds. We like how it feels. If you like it, let us know and we'll do more of it, all right? But for now, you have until now to July 31st to get part of this, to share the word, and ultimately get all these rewards, which is thousands of dollars of value, and a chance to win that ticket to the bus tour itself. Cool. All right. So how about that for some giveaways? Let's jump in to the deals of the week. So as I said, here on the deal reveal, what I've been doing for over 4 years is every Thursday I bring a property, sometimes a few properties, and we analyze them lightning fast. We use the 50% rule. We kind of make sure that the golden rules are being satisfied, and we make sure that there's cash flow at the end of the day. We invest when and where the numbers make sense. And from now on, as I mentioned, we are going to be featuring properties that are on the deal zone. We're going to bring all of your efforts to the deal zone. We want to crowd and we want to make that site worthwhile for everybody. So today, there are 5 new off-market deals for you on the deal zone since we launched last Friday, okay? And we're gonna go see, well, maybe we'll check all 5, because now what the deal zone does for you, it crunches the numbers for you, okay? So we don't even have to do the 50% rule. The site does it for you. So now, in the time it might take to analyze 5 deals would be the time it would have taken to analyze 1 deal before. And so let's see how far we can get. If there's anything that you like on this show, on this deal reveal, you can send us an email, info@jkrealestatepartners.com. But if you're interested in one of the deals featured on the Deal Zone, you don't even have to send us an email anymore. You just need to go on the Deal Zone, create your free login as a buyer. Well, in fact, it's your login, whether you're a buyer or seller, it's the same login. You create your free login, you find your property, you make offer, and off you go. So it's a completely automated system moving forward for you to buy some off-market real estate. So with that being said, let's go. All right. Well, maybe we should wait a bit. All right. Who wants me to go? Maybe we can do this next week. I don't know. I already gave enough this week. We don't need to keep going, right? Right? Okay. I don't know who did the O face. All right, let's do it. So first and foremost, jkdealzone.com. That's what you need, right? Everyone, you can go on it right now. jkdealzone.com. You're going to see the same thing that I see. It's available. The only difference is that I'm logged in. I have an account as a client, right? Of course, I have a login as an admin, but I have a login as a client, and this is what you would see once you're logged in, okay? So it starts, as I said, there's some properties that have already sold, and then there's properties that have been viewed recently, and there's more. We're gonna have articles on the site. Of course, we have our epic bus tour and We Mine Properties and JK Real Estate Partners being the main drivers and, if you will, sponsors for this initiative. But here today, we're looking to buy some properties. So we're gonna go on the Buy tab right up here. Click here, and you can filter by eventually city, beds, bath. You can go into advanced filters. You can go by price range, by type of property. You can create the filters you want, but I know where I'm going today. What we want to pay attention to is that some properties are what we see as verified, and some properties will be not verified or non-verified. What that means is, for properties that are verified, it means that the seller, the wholesaler, or the person who posted the property for sale has verified the financials of the property. They verified the income, they verified the expenses, all right? So ultimately, they verified the cap rate. So this cap rate you see here for 9%, for 8.8%, for 10% have been verified, okay? Whereas the non-verified doesn't necessarily mean the numbers are wrong, although we do have a 32 cap here, all right? And I'll explain why in a minute. But it doesn't mean it's necessarily wrong. It just means that here at the Deal Zone staff did not give the official everything is good, right? Still, you'll definitely need to do your due diligence in full for those properties. For the verified ones, we've done a good chunk of that due diligence for you in advance. That's what that means, okay? So let's see here. Let's go to this property. Let's start with this one right here. Cap rate of 4.4. This is one of the properties that was added to the Deal Zone in the last week. So let's say you're looking through all these and you can, you can favorite them by clicking on the heart, or you can just go see the details. So of course the cap rate is kind of an important one, right? In the deal reveal, I often use that 50% rule to figure out what the cap rate would be approximately, all right? And so here it's going to be something very similar, but actually we're going a step deeper. We're taking every step to the summit. For those of you who attended the Epic Blueprint, you know about Summit, the expense categories of a property, right? Summit, all the other shit, the utilities, the management, the maintenance, the insurance, and the taxes. All right, sum it. And you see here, all the categories are here, but the property is not verified. So what that means is that the person who posted this property did not provide proof of the income. They didn't provide a lease. They didn't provide bank statements. They didn't provide a rent roll. Okay, but they did say that that this is a tenanted property and it's bringing in 2,300 a month. Okay. Similarly, they did not give the sewer bills or the water bills, but the system estimates with market averages what each of these categories are expected to be. So these are pretty good numbers. It's even better than the 50% rule, in fact, that we usually do on the deal reveal. This is even more accurate, but it's still not verified because they did not provide the proof of this. Okay? But we have them here. Property taxes, $119 a month. Management are straightforward 10% of the rent. Maintenance is 10% of the square footage. Okay. There's no HOAs, the insurance, the gas, trash, etc. So what this site is doing, first of all, it's giving expenses that all the other wholesalers and people they pretend don't exist, like other, like repairs and maintenance, like management fees, sometimes even insurance, right? And of course, utility. Like often these wholesalers are trying to sell off imaginary properties that don't have any expenses. The deal zone is cutting through the bull, and we're seeing here that what might, oh my God, a duplex bring in 2,300? That has to be a good deal. But of course, at this price point, right, it's obviously going to make the cap rate too low. So that's that. So that's number one. I went a little quick. In the description, you have your general things, date of construction, lot size, type of parking, number of bedrooms and bathrooms. Occupancy status is kind of an important one. It is a tenanted property. So, as part of the deal zone verification process, we make sure that what is inputted is correct, and we inquire with the seller on certain things that we think that might help sell the property, or might help, just correct mistakes, for example. So, for example, I want to make sure that this price is correct because this is actually not a duplex. It's a quad. It's a fourplex. A fourplex in Cleveland for 335 is just quite expensive. And so part of the deal zone staff's process is going to make sure, hey, is this really the price you were looking for? Because it's seeming like it's too high. We're going to do that initial step for you to make sure it's as verified as possible. So that's number one. Off-market, multifamily, 4-unit with possible management suite in the basement. There are 2 rented 2-bedroom units and 2 vacant 3 bedrooms with a fenced-in property and spacious driveway, and a mini plaza next door. So it's actually a quite large quad. I mean, it's almost 4,000 square feet. It's a big property. But anyways, we're starting with the least exciting one, and then we're moving forward. If you're interested in the property, you just click on this make offer button. Boom. Right? Let's get started. Within 15 seconds, your offer is out to the seller and they can accept or decline it. If they accept it, the system already creates the paperwork for you, a purchase and sale agreement, everything gets signed. Once it's signed, that automatically gets sent to the title company that's partnered with the deal zone, and they're going to oversee and quarterback the conversation from there. Along the way, if you need an inspector, you just click assign an inspector. You'll get booked with Joe, and you'll coordinate your calendars and do what you need to do. If you need insurance on the property, Dylan is already partnered on the site. You just contact him and you go from there, right? That's how easy it will be with the deal zone. Pretty cool? All right, so that's number one. Number two, what else do we have today? Let's go up a little bit. How about this property right here on Lenacrave? All right, let's go take a look at this one. This one's already a 13 cap, asking 95,000 for a 4-2 duplex. Let's take a look. It is also tenanted. Off-market duplex located in the Corlett neighborhood. It has a half-finished attic, and both units are rented at $1,885. each. Again, this is a non-verified property, okay? But when the owner of this listing actually posted it, they put the rent to 3,700, which made the cap rate like 30%. All right, it was huge. We're still verifying to make sure that it's 1885 total and not each unit. If it's each unit, then I think we're going to get a little bit of some traction on this property. But even at 1885 a month total, we're still at a 13 cap. So here again, they did not supply proof of the utilities and the insurance and management and so forth. And so we used estimates for the property, which are, pretty solid. Notice here, we have 1885 a month gross. Our expenses are 840 a month. If you subtract expenses from income, you get your cash flow. And from your cash flow, you can calculate your cap rate. Simple. There we go. Notice how the 50% rule, how we used to do, we used to take this number divided by 2. This divided by 2 would be 942.50. But thanks to how the deal zone calculates the numbers, we have a more accurate number at 1,045. And see how this is even higher than the 50% rule. Pretty cool. You like this property? You can click on make an offer, or you can take a look at the pictures by clicking here. There they are. Parking for the up unit. And there we go, just like that. You can look at all the pictures. Clearly, it is tenanted. All right, next. Next, we have another property on Lenacrave. Actually, 2 properties on Lenacrave came up. Here's another one. This one for $85,000 with a cap rate of 25%. All right, well, this is incredible. So let's take a look. Again, it's non-verified, right? So until you see that verified, you take it with a grain of salt, but you can still put an offer. Maybe you're the one who goes in and puts in offers on non-verified properties because everyone's a little bit more scared of the non-verified. Not that you should be scared, just know what it means. So non-verified. It is, again, tenanted. Another 4-2 duplex off-market, rented at $1,350 each, apparently with potential for higher rents, and a detached double car garage. In the financials, if we're at $3,550 each side, that's total $27 a month. Our expenses total $921 a month. So our cash flow, see how it's way lower than 50%, which is perfect. It's to be expected on these lower price point duplexes in Cleveland. So our cash flow, $1,700 a month. On a purchase price of 85, it makes a tremendous cap rate. So yeah, I wouldn't wait too long for this one, honestly, if you're interested. And lastly, last property that was submitted here, Martin Luther King Jr. This one, for example, I'm being fully transparent with you on what we deal with on our side. When this property was submitted, we went through the verification process and we could not find this property in county records because the deal zone staff actually goes into county records for you to cross-reference as much of the information that's publicly available for you. Okay, and unfortunately, this one we couldn't even find in county records, and so we replied back to the owner and we said, listen, we can't find it, please provide the parcel ID number, or maybe there's a typo in the address or something, just to make sure that we're dealing with the right property. Here the property is vacant and off market, it's a duplex and it's vacant. So vacant, so now we know that we're dealing with pro forma numbers. So this is it's not an actual number, it's it's what could be. Expenses very low. Of course, it's a vacant property. And so this one take with a big grain of salt because this property, the address, we haven't verified it yet. So a couple of things haven't kicked in our numbers quite yet. Okay. So, but you can see that there is maybe a potential with 2,700 a month for 85,000. You know the numbers are going to be strong regardless. And so I think that covers the new additions that came in this week. Oh, I think there's this one as well. Here's another one. Yeah. Another tenanted duplex. Ah, yes, 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 yes. This one's interesting. One unit is already tenanted by Section 8. So that means the federal government is paying this tenant's rent. You don't even have to do rent collection with the tenant. And the second unit is paid by Eden, the Emerald Development Economic Network, which is a local government rent subsidy program. It's like Section 8, but local to Cleveland and Cuyahoga. You separate utilities for each unit. Owner pays water, sewer, and trash is included with the water. Okay, and so you have all the information as you go. Oh, and by the way, if you really look, you even see the reason that people are selling. Family reasons. Here's a message: retiring landlord, etc. So in the financials, we go back here, and there they are. Cap rate of 13 on this tenanted with guaranteed rents from both Section 8 and Eden. Now, here's one thing to keep in mind as well. This property is also not verified. The seller said that basically the utilities are split. Tenants pay for some, owner pays for the others. But they didn't prove it. And therefore, in the estimated expenses, it's as if they didn't put any numbers. So the system is giving market average numbers. So in this particular example, the numbers are probably even better because some of these utilities are not going to be your responsibility as the owner. So you see it, you can go in both directions. It might be better, it might be worse. That's why non-verified, we're doing the best we can to give you the most accurate number based on our knowledge, market averages, our verification of what we can verify publicly. But until it has the verified status, you take it with that grain of salt and you do your own due diligence. There's nothing preventing you from putting an offer. Oh, see, I put an offer on this property. So there's nothing preventing you from putting an offer. And once it's under contract, you perform your due diligence. I would hope you still do your due diligence, but at least we're doing some of that work in advance for you. So there we have it. That's the deal zone for you with 5 new properties that you can go in and put offers on. Right now, there's no negotiation on the site. The seller puts a price, the buyer gives an offer. There's no back and forth. The seller either accepts or denies that offer. There's no counter. There's none of that. I'm trying to have the sellers put their real bottom line happy number in there. And I want buyers to put their real happy, real good happy number to buy the property, right? Avoiding the back and forth. My goal is to create much more transparent and just straightforward negotiations, right? There's no hidden interpretation, there's no hidden message, there's no sneaky and trickery and who's the better negotiator, who can withhold information. I'm trying to avoid that for now. Maybe it's a mistake, maybe it's a good thing. We'll let time tell. For now, it's straightforward, it's accept or deny. Same goes for your due diligence period. Once the contract is sent between buyer and seller, it is the buyer that's going to go in and say how much time they're going to have for their negotiation. I recommend you don't go ahead and put the 45 days. That was meant for larger properties like commercial properties and so forth, right? Not for a small duplex. I would highly recommend you be in that 10 to 15 day range. A lot of sellers, if you go more than 15 there, they might get a little bit pissed off with the deal zone because they have no control over that, right? A lot of these wholesalers are control freaks, and I'm forcing them into a box. But we're going to show them that there's a ton of buyers, serious, interested, performing buyers, and that's what's going to give credibility to the whole site. Okay, so that's the intention here, and that is our deal zone. Sign up today. It's absolutely free. It will not be free forever. I don't know how long it's going to take before we make it a member only paid service. But if you're in, you're in. Okay, so go ahead, sign up, be grandfathered in. And if there's anything you like that you can't figure out by yourself, send us an email, info@jkrealestatepartners.com. Here to serve you. It's been a decade that we've been doing this. Of course, we started for ourselves and with ourselves, but quickly we are doing everything we can to make this as easy, accessible, transparent, smooth as we possibly can for you because there is incredible opportunity in the US when it comes to real estate investing. Whether you are an American or you are a Canadian or you are Australian or from wherever you're logging in, the JK community is here to serve you in the best and most knowledgeable way we can. So that's what we have for the deal reveal. We have the Epic Bus Tour Cleveland edition coming early August. And for those of you who don't know, we're going to see properties, we're going to meet people. Of course, we're going to evaluate deals. You're going to put in your offers. We're going to show you how to recycle your money. We're setting you up to win. And we're bringing financing options to you. We're bringing the owner of a bank, and we're bringing a loan broker. So we got you covered on the financing side. Even if you don't have credit or even if you don't have a job, we can find you financing for these properties. We are going to show you one of the top 10 best cities to invest in the US, and I think the world, Cleveland. It's a 2-day, unless you take the VIP, I shouldn't say VIP, the extra, the premium, where you get also a half day on the Friday. That's an extra, there's an extra charge for that. But the base regular admission ticket is the 2 days, Saturday, Sunday, breakfast and lunch and snacks and beverages all included for the whole weekend. And it's August 9th and 10th. Okay. Of course, the value is many, many thousands of dollars, but you get a bunch of bonuses if you sign up to our bus tour, a calculator that I use for my deals, a quick start boot camp to keep you, on track and accountable. Our ebook and our 9 powers of real estate training is all part of the deal for you for $777. You can click on the link that the JK team is going to drop in the chat, but it's jkrealestatepartners.com/bus tour, or just go to our website, go check it out. It's also available there. Or if you have your phone and you're real quick, you can scan that QR code and go straight to secure your spot on the bus. Obviously, we're filling a real live bus. It's not a virtual event, so we have limited seating, first come, first served for the bus. And lastly, if you want a chance to get that bus tour ticket for free, and if you want a direct path to thousands of dollars that we are giving away to anybody who's on this call, just go to jkrealestatepartners.com/rewards to unlock the mathematics of real estate, how to 64x your real estate investing thanks to US real estate. That's what I teach in this very short training, about 45-minute training. And then if you want your closing costs, $1,000 of your closing costs credited on your property that you buy on the Deal Zone, then this is how you do it. We're also giving away all the other bonuses on the screen here. So the draw is going to be July 31st for who will win the Epic Bus Tour ticket. So how did we like tonight's deal reveal? I threw a lot at you, but I think it's a lot of things that you like to get thrown at. Correct me if I'm wrong. But if you have feedback, okay, feel free to send us an email. Find a way to get a hold of myself or Janie or any of the JK team. Bring your feedback to us, because sometimes we feel like we're in the void. Like, what do we think you want? What do we feel you need? And then we do our best from there. But when you tell us, right, that's how the Deal Zone came to be. That's how Service Sold came to be. That's how the All You Can Learn came to be. That's how the Epic Blueprint came to be. That's how the Epic Bus Tour came to be. This is all from feedback and learning along the way, and basically solving the problems that are holding people back from achieving their own financial independence. That's what we're here to do. So with that being said, have yourself a great, great evening. Go get your miracles. Sign up to this rewards process here that we put in place. Sign up to the bus tour, and we are super, super excited to have you. See you in Cleveland, or, crossing the finish line on your next deal thanks to the Deal Zone. We'll be here waiting. Have yourself a great, great evening. Go get your miracles.
Being involved with JK, it really took out a lot of the fear elements. It helped give confidence. Is support group behind you that when you stalled, there was always someone there to kind of move you forward and help you get to the next step. So really having that community piece and having that support group and the team members all around you to just help you feel confident and comfortable to take those steps. The first one's the hardest, the second one gets easier, the third one gets easier. And sometimes a lot of people stall before even making that first step. Just knowing that there's people there that have done it that can say to you, yes, you're on the right track. That's been huge for me. As an out-of-state investor, when you start to make relationships over the phone, and so you just have a name and a voice, but you don't really get to put a face and make those contacts. Coming here and getting to meet a lot of the people who've always just been a name and a voice, as well as people that you would have never met otherwise, it creates just so much more of a connection and opportunities for growth and development, and just moving forward and feeling more as that feeling of a team. Your power team is essential, especially as an out-of-state investor. And so it's really kind of opened my eyes to some more opportunities in different properties. So when I go home, it's just gonna be offers, offers, offers.
In the Boston, we see a lot of property, we see a lot of deals. We can use our strategy as we learn in the courses. We can apply it with the Boston. That's definitely a big advantage to know the area, because, example, you want to do a short-term rental property, the area is really specific, and you have to be close of something like interest people to rent your property. That could be an hospital, that could be the airport, that could be the downtown, but you cannot just pick a property in Cleveland. You have to make sure that your investment is profitable. What I like for the Basel is to see it's real. It's real to see how the deals here. It's really different than back home in Canada.